Hello, let me ask you, do you know the difference between being rich and being wealthy? In this video, we are learning what the difference is by using the book, The Cashflow Quadrant. This is written by Robert Kiyosaki, the one who wrote the famous book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And this is video number 18. Sounds interesting? Please join me. Hello, welcome to Take a Step to Better You. On this channel, I share what I know and continue to learn. And in this one, we are learning the difference between being a rich person and being a wealthy person. And if you are new, my name is Sherifa Nakalema. I'm a business owner here in Virginia, USA. And recently, I decided to switch my messages. It's still the same message of taking a step to better you, but I'm doing it in books, using books. I just finished Rich Dad Poor Dad, and now this is the Cashflow Quadrant. And the message is about business, earning money. Like, for example, this one is a guide to financial freedom. And then I also talk about, I motivate you. I record those just to motivate you. And sometimes I do YouTube tips, but the YouTube tips are put on pause. So I'll bring them a little bit later. Right now, we're just doing like business, saving our money, how to make the money even. So if any of that, those topics of taking a step, make your life better is a good thing, please consider subscribing to this channel, like the videos, share the videos. And for those of you, and when you subscribe to the channel, please click on the bell so you remember, you'll get notified when I have new videos. And for those of you who said yes, especially if you're here on a premiere, I appreciate you very much, because it's like you're opening the package. No one has seen this video yet. You're the first one. And so please like the video, watch it to the end, leave a comment. That's how you support the video. That's how you tell YouTube, this is a good video. I appreciate you very much. And my schedule here is daily. I'm here daily with books, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then Friday, I come live. Then Saturday, like this is the Saturday video, if you're coming on a premiere. Then I go back to the books, and then Sunday is motivation. Now, we are dealing with the book, The Cashflow Quadrant, right now, which is a guide to financial freedom. And today the topic where he's going to cover, where I'm going to read, is he's explaining the difference between a wealthy person and a rich person. Rich and wealthy. Wealthy, you know, my accent. So, but I want to tell you how you can get this book if you want. In the description, you can get it audio. Audio is free for 1 month. The link is there to Audible, Amazon Audible. And then this very book, it takes you to actually through my website, because when you promote Amazon, you have to have a website. So the link is through my website, honestsoul.com. You can get the physical book, but that one you have to pay. And then also, if you want to know all these other videos where I started this book, video number 1 to 18, they are in the link in the description, also in a pinned comment. The top comment takes you also at the end of this video. The end screen is called the Cashflow Quadrant, takes you to all the ones I finished from 1 to 18, including this one. So pin the comment, end screen, description, they all take you to the previous videos. Now, video number 18, like I said, is about rich versus wealthy. What's the difference? But I always like to go back to remind you what we did in 17. 17 was defining, he was telling us how investors make their money, or earn. I prefer the word earn. It's better than make. You don't just print money. You make, you earn it. So how they earn their money. And he emphasized 2 terms. He said OPM and OPT. OPT stands for other people's time. Then OPM is, and OPM means other people's money. So that's how the rich people or the investors make their money. I used it. Earn their money though, is better. They use other people's time and they use other people's money. Even big business owners, they also do that. But we are defining investor at that time in video 17. So if you want to know that, in 17, you'll find that. 18. What does it mean when you say I'm rich or I'm wealthy? Do we even know the difference? That's what I'm reading, the part I'm reading today. And he says, it's going to come, but I have to start here. But you know what? Maybe let me first explain what this whole book is about. It's about the cash flow quadrant. And what is that? The cash flow quadrant, according to Robert Kiyosaki, he says we earn money, or we make our money, earn money from 4 ways. Either as on the left, I'll show the image at this point, show you the image. For those of you who are new, because I like to remind you, because if I don't remind you, then you may not follow me really good. So let's use the image. On the left, we have the employees. You earn money as an employee. Or S is the small business owner or a self-employed person. So small business, self-employed, that's on the left. Then on the right, we have the business owners, the big business, and we have the investors. So 4 ways where money could be coming from. Most people, it's the employee, the big one. But then some people branch out and become self-employed. They start small business, still on the left. But our goal, like we said in recent videos, is to cross and go to the big business and the investor. So when you have that image in mind, then we can follow this reading. Sorry, I forgot to show that earlier. Then you can follow me better, especially if you're new. He says, it's a subtopic, a guide to freedom. Robert is writing, the cash flow quadrant is not a set of rules. That's a quadrant, the image I just showed. It's only a guide for those who wish to use it. It guided Kim and me. Kim is his wife, Robert is his wife, from financial struggle to financial security, and then to financial freedom. So here's a subtopic again. The difference between the rich and everyone else. We're going to come to the rich and wealthy next. A few years ago, I read an article that said most rich people receive 70% of their income from investments. Remember that image on the right, the eye? The rich people get most of their income from investments, or the I quadrant, and less than 30% from wages, or the E quadrant. So the rich people, the more money comes from investments, and just 70% investments, 30% as employees. So that means they're doing both. So, but then he's also explained that chances are that they were employees of their own corporations. Maybe I share something about that. Being an employee of a corporation. At the end, I'll share that one because I see something I could explain. And then he continues, for most everyone else, the poor and the middle class, at least 80% of their income comes from wages, which is E, or S quadrants, and less than 20% from investments. So when you're an employee or you're self-employed, more money comes from the left side, 80%, and only 20% from investments. That means you could be earning your money from all these quadrants. You play around with your money, but the bigger percentage is coming from, for the poor and middle class, is from the left, the bigger percentage. For the rich one, is from the right. So now we get to the definition. The difference between being rich and being wealthy. In chapter 1, I wrote that Kim and I were millionaires by 1989, but we were not financially free until 1994. There is a difference between being rich and being wealthy. By 1989, our business was making us a lot of money. We were earning more and working less because the business system was growing without any more physical effort on our part. I mean, automation. Things were all going. Other people were doing the work. That's me adding that. We had achieved what most people would consider financial success. However, we still needed to convert the cash flow coming from the business into even more tangible assets that would generate additional cash flow. We had grown our business into a success. Now it was time to focus on growing our assets to the point where the cash flow from all our assets would be greater than our living expenses. And by 1994, the passive income from all our assets was greater than our expenses. At that point, we were wealthy. I hope that's not confusing. He said passive income greater than expenses. I have to mention that too. Two things I have to talk about at the end. So our business is considered an asset because it generated income and operated without much physical input. For our own personal sense of wealth, we wanted to make sure we also had tangible assets such as real estate and stocks that were throwing off more passive income than our expenses before we claimed to be wealthy. Once the income coming from tangible assets in our column was greater than the money coming in from the business, we sold the business to our partner. We were now wealthy. The definition of wealth. The definition of wealth is the number of days you can survive without physically working, or anyone else in your household physically working. That's in bracket. So that means the whole family is not working, and still maintaining your standard of living. For example, he's giving this example. Please follow it closely because it's explaining what he's talking about. If your monthly expenses are $5,000 a month and you have 20,000 in savings, your wealth is approximately 4 months or 120 days. That's the 5,000. You need 5,000 every month. So if you have 20,000 in savings, you can only go 4 months without working. That's me adding in. Wealth is measured in time, not dollars. So you are 4 months wealthy. By 1994, Kim and I were wealthy indefinitely, barring great economic changes. I mean, if nothing much changed, he has it in brackets, because the income from our investments was greater than our monthly expenses. Ultimately, I'm about to finish. Ultimately, it's not how much money you make that matters, but how much money you keep and how long that money works for you. Every day, I meet many people who make a lot of money, but all the money, their money goes out the expense column. They spend it. That's me adding. They spend it. Every time they make a little more money, they go shopping. They often buy a bigger house or a new car, which results in long-term debt and more hard work. Nothing is left to go into the asset column. The money goes out so fast that you would think they took some kind of financial laxative. Now he's being funny. It's like the rush to spend it. By the way, that's the end. That's the end of my reading for this section of the difference between a wealthy person and a rich person. The next video will be about making money. So we're gonna do that in video 19. For now, I'll stop here. And the 2 points he made when he was talking about this. Number one, you know that you should define wealthy as when you're making the money, or when you earn the money, make sure you convert into assets or invest it in areas where the passive income comes, and you don't have to work anymore for this money. So if you have, for example, if you have a rental property, maybe your own apartments, and money comes in every month. Now the apartment, that's your asset or your investment, and the money is coming through. So when the money is coming, and the money you are getting every month is more than your expenses, what you need to have your life, you have a good life, by the way, that means you are wealthy. If you get more money coming passively, the keyword is passive. The money has to come when you don't have to work for it. You are not going out to work anymore. But the money you invested already, the money comes automatically, and it can take care of your monthly expenses. You are considered wealthy. In fact, more. It better be a little bit more than what you need every month. That's his definition. And the other point I wanted to mention, so that's our goal. We should be able to, like people who hear me a lot, I say we need to be able to set up passive income enough so it comes whether we work or not. But getting to the level where this money is enough that you don't have to work anymore, that's a little bit high up there. So we have to to keep setting up more passive income, have more assets and investments. Now, the other point you talked about is that when you say that 30% of the money for the rich comes from, of their income comes from the being employees, that, but then he talked about corporations. When you own a company, because I'm in a category of where I get a paycheck, but the paycheck doesn't come from someone else. It comes from me. So this is how it happens. When you have a company, you work in your company, the company can pay you a paycheck. So that's what it means. You are an employee of your own company. They get the 30% from being employees, but they're not going out there working for someone else. They are working in their own company. So the company pays them, and then they also get money from other investments. That's what I wanted to explain. What did he mean? Why the rich people are getting a paycheck? They're not being hired somewhere else. They are hired in their own company. There are people who own companies and they don't work in them. They just invest in them and stop. But if you work in your own company, then you can get a paycheck. So like any other employee. But then if you get profit, I don't want to complicate it too much. There's also drawings later. Like when you make profits, you can get some drawings. That's also more money for you. But as you work like every month, you can get a paycheck from your own company. That's what I wanted to explain. Okay, what do you think? What do you get away from this? Please, when you leave a comment, I like it when you mention what you learned from this session. I break them down when I'm reading to make sure we have like a topic we cover, and then I stop. Then tomorrow it will be something else in the same book though. So video 19 will continue. Leave a comment for me. Like the video, especially if you came on Premiere. Please like the video. Please leave a comment before you leave it. Like I always end them, I say, take very good care of yourself. Take very good care of your families. Take very good care of your health. Please like the video and leave a comment. Take a step to a better you. Bye.